Businesses in Texas have had enough of the Republican Party's extreme stance on abortion. Various businesses in the Lone Star State have been voicing opposition to the state's anti-choice agenda, which has once again come under scrutiny after Kate Cox was not allowed to terminate a non-viable pregnancy as a result of the state's abortion ban. Again, the fetus was not going to survive. It doesn't matter. The state said you're going to have that dead baby, that baby that is going to die, and possibly take you with it, or make you infertile. So that's the kind of insanity that we're seeing going on in the state of Texas. Now, Newsweek reports that a coalition of Texas businesses are saying that no more. Okay, the ambiguity over the abortion bans is making recruitment to their businesses more difficult. These companies, according to the outlet, are warning that Texas abortion laws render the state less appealing for families considering relocating to a place where they can comfortably start a family. I mean, start a family on their own terms, that is. I mean, who would have known that, people would like the freedom to make their own decisions? Oh, wait, pretty much everybody. An amicus brief originally filed by a law firm, Reese Smith, and signed by 40 Texas companies, was filed in support of 22 women who are suing the state of Texas over those draconian abortion laws. Numerous businesses have endorsed this letter. These include dating platforms like Bumble and Match Group, owner of Match.com, Tinder, prominent advertising agencies Preacher and GSD&M, event organizer South by Southwest, and the United States Women Chamber of Commerce, along with various Texas real estate companies, law firms, and restaurant groups. Damn. One of the executives speaking out is Whitney Wolfe Herd, founder and former CEO of Bumble. It's a dating app, right? In an amicus brief in the case Zurowski versus Texas, Herd argues, as a multinational publicly traded tech company led by many women, we feel it's our duty not just to provide our workforce with access to reproductive health care, but to speak out and speak loudly against the retrogression of women's rights. Texas' confusing medical exceptions increase business costs, drive away talent, and threaten workforce diversity and well-being. She added, we must unequivocally support equal rights for our employees and customers to make their own reproductive choices. Look at that. Companies, corporations, apparently they have gone woke. No, but they're on the right side of the issue, okay? And look, this is for both good and selfish reasons, because companies, obviously, they're going to look out for shareholders, right? They're going to look out for maximizing profit. In this case, being in favor of reproductive rights means maximizing profit. Yes, I know. The moral thing, the right thing, freedom, and the ability to make profit both on the correct side? What? That doesn't happen often. Look, women CEO and managers, of course, care about this because it's going to affect them, it's going to affect their families, but again, it also affects business. So if you're only looking at this from a strictly economic standpoint, if all you cared about was money, right? If you're Ferengi, right? You're like, nah, profit, nah, females, all right. So from an economic standpoint, we've got millions of women in the workforce, nearly 77 million according to the Department of Labor. They make up 46.8% of the labor force. And so I don't quite know the percentage of how that breaks down for childbearing age, right? But I'm gonna guess millions, tens of millions of women potentially affected by these abortion bans. And I'm saying all across the country, but you have millions in Texas alone. And of course, that's just Texas. You also have states like Florida, for example, that have draconian anti-choice laws. And so this affects millions and millions, tens of millions of women all across the country. You take away their reproductive freedom, that's going to have some severe ramifications, again, not only for their own personal liberties and their own lives, but also the economies as a whole, okay? Women are an indispensable part of the U.S. economy. And so it makes sense from a monetary standpoint, if all you care about is that, giving them the choice to when they can start a family, choice over their own bodies, that's good economically. You see, it's been shown, it's been proven throughout history, when women are able to make their own reproductive choices, in an economy like ours that depends on people working and buying things with that money, yes, when women do not have the ability to choose when they have children, when they have families, they can lose out on job opportunities, promotions, raises, better careers, or might not even be able to work at all because of, the lack of affordable childcare, not being able to find, childcare, or choosing to stay home. And so they can't earn money, they can't spend the money. There it is. I mean, it's very, very simple. I don't think I have to explain it that much more in depth, okay? So, yes, from an economic standpoint, when women have bodily autonomy, that is good overall for the economy. It makes the country stronger, makes the economy stronger. Yet Texas and other red states, they're trying to take that away, okay? And in a lot of cases, they have taken some of this bodily autonomy away. That hurts the businesses. They lose the good employees. They also lose, again, the additional money that women who no longer have the ability to go to the workforce would have spent, okay? And look, many places across the country, you need a dual income to even maintain a middle-class lifestyle. You take all those millions of women out of the workforce because, they have to care for children that they didn't necessarily want, then, you're going to lose out on that income. You're going to lose out on the money that they were going to spend on different things. And, again, the expenses of a child, yes, you're still going to spend money when you have children, but it's going to be on things like bare necessities. So they're not going to buy homes, they're not going to buy cars, they're not going to buy these, other things, or at least as much of them. And so that's a problem, okay? And not only that, but there's another issue, right? The unintended consequence. Laws like this actually means that women will likely avoid getting into relationships at all, or go on dates, which has an effect on companies like Bumble, right? So, or Match.com or Tinder, right? So that's obviously why one of the reasons that they're involved as well, because there is that business interest. So again, at the end of the day, right, Texas and all these red states are economically shooting themselves in the foot in order to serve a very actually unpopular extremist agenda pushed by zealots who want to control women's bodies. And so these companies, it's good that these companies are saying, we've had enough. All right, no more. Now, will they listen? Maybe some of them. It depends on if they're willing to stop donating to the campaigns of certain politicians. And I think that will make a big difference, whether or not they're actually going to be willing to say, okay, look, we normally give to Republicans because they give us gigantic tax cuts. But these tax cuts aren't going to do us a whole lot of good if we lose even more business from women not coming to the state, not wanting to do business here, or not wanting to do business with us if, for example, our donations happen to be outed, that we're giving to extremist, choice politicians. That's going to look bad on us. So, we're not going to give you that money unless you stop pushing this incredibly draconian, policy. They would have to do that, and I'm not entirely sure they are. If they actually do that, along with sending this message, then they're really serious, and this is going to have an impact. That said, I don't know if it will be enough to dissuade, the people that are really the anti-choice zealots here. There are they have a very vocal, group of activists. They have deep pockets who, from their perspective, they have this desire to put women back in their place, which apparently is barefoot and pregnant and in the kitchen. So that's what we're fighting against here. And I hope these companies are willing to actually do what it takes to stop donations to these politicians. and to really put their foot down and say, we've had enough with trying to take away women's reproductive rights. It ends here.